Hey book besties, I'm not Princess Jasmine and welcome back to Bound to Books, where we'll be rating Spice, its blood pressure, and judge fictional men harder than our exes. June was a roller coaster. 6 books, 2 that rewired my brain, 2 that I absolutely loved, and 2 that was just okay. In July? Oh, she's coming in hot. Let's break it down. Let's start off with 2 books that slayed so hard I had to take time off for emotional damage. These are reads that left me speechless, feral, and absolutely unwell, and I have 0 regrets.
Okay, book besties, we need to talk about spice, and not the kind you shake on your pasta. I'm talking book spice, scene spice, toe-curling, plot-shaking, emotionally devastating spice. So, I made a chart, because Bound to Books runs on chaos, vibes, and unhinged thirst, and the world needs structure, obviously. Behold, the Bound to Books spice meter. Now, let's break it down. Starting with 1 chili pepper, it's going to be spice that is a slow burn tension where 2 people stare at each other for like 200 pages, but they only kiss once and the scene fades to black and leaves you with that, wanting more. There's nothing there. Then we get into 2 chili peppers, which is going to be like 1 scene here or there. It's cute. There's nothing like openly out there. And as soon as things start heating up, they're going to shut the door right when we start to lean in and get excited. Rude, isn't it? Next is going to be 3 chili pepper level spice, where it is open door drama. We see it all, okay? We're sweating, we're emotionally unstable, and we may or we may not replay the scenes in our head at 3 a.m. Next is going to be 4 chili peppers, which this is when a morally gray man starts monologuing about devotion mid-spice. Yeah, we're into that. And next is 5 chili peppers. We're on full meltdown mode right now. There is no chill. There is no filter. We're talking about possessive tension, toe quarrels, and body worship that rewires your brain chemistry. It's giving scorched earth syndrome. So next time I read a book, you'll know exactly how spicy we're talking. And trust me, some of these, they should come with a fire extinguisher and a therapist.
First off, we have Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. I have the special limited edition version where it says, "Can you handle the ride on the edges?" This book is rated 5 chili peppers. This book does not just serve spice, it serves obsession, knife play, praise, and a masked man who made me rethink my life choices. Josh Hammond is the stuff of feral book talk dreams, okay? I originally listened to this book on audiobook before I purchased the physical copy to add to my collection, and I will say there's many moments where I had to pause my audiobook to give myself a chance to catch my breath, because dual narration is the way to go when it comes to audiobook. Enough said. If you haven't read this book on audiobook yet, you need to do it, and I don't know why you're watching this, because you should be listening to this audiobook. The next book that had me absolutely swooning in July is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I do not have a physical copy of this book. I listened to this book on audiobook. I love audiobooks. That's all I can say. This book got 4 out of 5 chili peppers. This one is a slow burn fantasy with dragons, leather straps, and betrayal drama. Betrayal trauma so deep. I still haven't recovered. Zayden Ryerson, morally gray with tactical arms, and emotional monologues. It's giving high voltage tension with a side of spiritual awakening. So if you've read Fourth Wing, you know that there's not a lot of spiciness happening for the majority of the book, but when the spiciness hits, boy, it hits hard, and you are going to be in for a wild ride because our boy Zayden does not play. Now for the hard part. Just kidding. This is gonna be the easy part for me. We're gonna be talking about books that absolutely betrayed me. That was recommended on TikTok. Girls, I see you, and I want to know why you recommended this to me. I'm not happy with these books. These books were painful and not in a good way. Don't get me wrong, they had potential, and then they decide to emotionally damage me with no plot payoff. Buckle up, because it's going to be a ride and not a good one. So, first off, we're going to be talking about Feathers So Vicious by Liv Sanders. We're going to give Feathers So Vicious a 4 out of 5 chili peppers on the spicy rating chart. I read the back description where it's talking about raven shifters, and I was like, I'm here for this. This sounds like it's going to be a great story. So I wanted raven shifters, and instead I got trauma dump romance and cringy spice that made me side-eye my tablet. The pacing dragged. Love triangle felt emotionally bankrupt. And the graphic scenes, zero payoff. I rated this book 2 out of 5 stars on my Goodreads account because I didn't hate the first one. There was a lot of moments where it was like, ooh, this is getting an uncomfortable zone for me. I can handle reading this, but the topics are getting a little bit out of control for me. But the end completely shattered me. I'm not going to give any spoilers because I don't believe in that, but the end damaged my soul, right? So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to read the second one, but then I broke down and I read the second one and I realized that the second one was worse. So hearing that, let's move into the second one. And the second one is Battle So Cruel, also by Liv Sanders. This is a duology by her. It also gets 4 out of 5 chili pepper rating. If you told me this was going to be a punishment ritual disguised as a romance, I would have believed you. I kept reading, hoping that it was going to get better, but the further I got into the second book, the more I hated it and the more I felt severely uncomfortable. It talks about themes of abuse in both aspects. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but if you're interested in knowing more, you can find all of the information online, so feel free to look at it yourself. I'm personally not going to go into it. Getting closer to the end, there's just a scene between her and Maylor that just got so extremely out of control, and it made me feel like the author was glamorizing abuse, and because the abuse happened to a man, it was basically, and it kind of just felt like she was sexualizing it, and I did not agree with what was going on at all, and I just overall hated the book. So I explained all of this in my Goodreads review, which it got a 1 out of 5 stars from me, just because it seemed like it was more for shock value than actual good writing skills. We all love a dark romance book, right? I can read some pitch black things and have absolutely nothing to say. We don't shame out here if that's what you're into. But I do have a problem with people glamorizing trauma and abuse. I'm not into that. I don't appreciate that being written about in such a blasé way. And if you're thinking about reading these books, I would suggest otherwise because they were horrible. They literally made me feel sick to my stomach after I finished reading it, and I was not okay for a couple of days just because it was so cringy, disgustingly disturbing. Not even in a good way. Oh, wish I didn't just read that. I literally felt nasty for reading that, and I've never felt gross about reading any book. And like I said, I've read my fair share of romance books, so spicy does not affect me, so take that as you will. So not everything can be iconic or absolutely horrible. So I read 2 books in June that was just okay. I can't put them on the good scale and I can't put them on the bad scale. They landed somewhere in the middle, and we're gonna talk about those books too. First up, we have Filthy Rich Fae by Geneva Lee. This book I ordered on Amazon, and with a name like Filthy Rich Fae, I was extremely excited. I'll be honest, I did not read the description of this book before I bought it. I got this book and the second book on sale, and I was really happy that I got a deal on these books. They look so pretty, plus it's a Fae book. So I ordered them thinking that it was going to be a spicy Fae read. Newsflash, it's not spicy. On the spicy scale, we give it 3 chili peppers out of 5, and there is some spicy scenes in there, though they are very lackluster and few and far between. You spend the whole entire book mooning, waiting for the moment to happen, and when it finally does, it just falls flat. It's like a Fae Mafia book, though the plot just really wasn't there either. I've read better Fae books and I've also read better Mafia books. This was just an okay read for me. This one was cute. It had some spicy moments. It was more about building tension, but like I said, it's a solid mid-level for me. Bargain tropes in Fae politics are some things that have been done a lot, and I would say that these ones weren't done very well. The main guy character in this book, Lachlan Gage, was fun and the description of him sounds nice, but he does not earn a spot in top book boyfriends, and he's just not morally gray enough for us book girlies. The next book we're going to be talking about is going to be The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Now, this book is completely off what I would usually read. This book was actually recommended from me by somebody that I met on Threads, like the, I don't know, Facebook version of Instagram. And they recommended this book to me. They said that it was going to be like a comedy murder mystery and extremely British. So the author is obviously a British author, and I don't know if you know this about me, but I am from the United States, so British comedy, right over my head. God, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what this word means. I spend so much time looking up, like, what this product is, or what does this word mean, or what does this saying even mean, bro? But I would say, so I listened to the audiobook, and I did have some moments where I was like, okay, it's funny, but it's funny because, like, I don't know what's going on, so the person's accent makes it funny because I kind of what you're saying, but I kind of, so it's like in the middle for me, right? Okay? One is Cozy Crime Chaos. And I loved it for exactly that. It was a nice break in between. I had read Fourth Wing, or I listened to Fourth Wing on audiobook, and then they had recommended this book to me, so I started listening to Thursday Murder Club right after Fourth Wing, giving me like a break from all the spiciness. And I was really happy that I did because overall the storyline was pretty good and there wasn't anything bad about it. It's about a group of elderly people who live in a nursing home who have way too much time on their hands and apparently a lot of connections because this group of elderly people decides that they're going to start solving murders. So they go around and sticking their nose into places where they don't belong, and people just answer their questions and they're able to find a lot of information out. They actually end up solving the murder. They figure out who done it. And I don't know about you, but old people solving crimes wasn't a book that I was looking for, but it delivered for what it was. I wasn't mad about it, okay? It was a very nice emotional palate cleanser from all of the spicy top tier drama that I had been reading. So I'm really happy that I took the time to listen to this audiobook. If you're into British comedy or even just cozy murder vibes, I highly recommend reading or listening to the audiobook like I did, The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Now it's time to talk about July because I'm not slowing down this year. This month's lineup, I'm not gonna lie, it's really spicy, chaotic, and spiritually questionable. Out of this month's lineup, I have finished reading Silver Elite by Danny Francis, and I will be posting a separate video on Silver Elite, so I'm not going to be talking about it today, other than the fact that it is a romantasy and you should absolutely be reading this book because I devoured it. I finished it today and literally went outside and screamed at the sky because I was not ready for the ending and it broke my heart. And it's not even because it was like a sad ending. No, it was because it ended. I got sucked in so good that when it ended, the book just spit me out and I was like, oh, so you're just done with me now? Like, what's the second book? So, yeah, keep an eye out for that video because that one's coming soon too. Let's talk about what the TBR looks like for the rest of July, shall we? First up, we have the second book of the Into the Darkness series by Navessa Allen. This is Caught Up, and this is obviously going to be the special edition with the wording on the side where it says, "How do you want it?" that I ordered from Target. I got this book on pre-order. After listening to the audiobook of Lights Out, I knew I absolutely had to get Caught Up. Like, no hesitation there. I bought it immediately. As soon as I saw that it was available for pre-order, I ordered that because I need this book in my life, okay? Book is going to be Second Chance Romance. I just lost my bookmark. The Cam Girl and a Mob Enforcer. Voyeurism, kink clubs, and an obsessive man who's been simmering for 10 years. This is messy, feral, and steamy as hell. Full scorched earth territory. This book is getting 5 out of 5 chili peppers. Lost my place, so we're just gonna stick it in a random spot and hope for the best. Next up on the lineup, we have Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer Armentrout. This book is going to be a 5 chili peppers out of the spicy scale. This book is a dystopian romantasy meets divine corruption. A courtesan with prophetic intuition and a prince who feeds on mortal pleasure. That's right, this book has characters in it who thrive on pleasing humans, and it's exactly what it sounds like, and I can't wait to read it. Say less, we're here for it. The stakes are high. The spice is plot critical, and the emotional damage is absolutely scheduled. So we'll see how it goes. Expect a review of this one as soon as I finish reading it because I can't wait to read this one. Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straub. I also got the special edition of this book as well. Is another 5 chili pepper read. Think monster matchmaking, and deadly kisses. M gets paired with Caspin, the Serpent King, in its claws, venom, and feral tension in a court that runs on primal vibes. Monster romance at its most unhinged. I'm obsessed already and I haven't even read it yet. So the last book is actually a book that I am currently reading for my Discord book club. And if you're interested in joining our Discord book club, the link is going to be in the description below. It's just a bunch of book besties who talk about all the books that they love, and we're a very inviting community, and just have fun talking about books and things that interest us. So if you think that that is something you would like to be a part of, check out the link in the description below and join us for the next month's book club. So we're actually reading The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gilling. This book gets a 1 out of 5 chili pepper rating. So this book is not that spicy, but it doesn't have to be because it's a romantasy, so we're here to swoon, okay? I haven't gotten too far in. I'm only a couple of chapters in, so I'm not really going to touch base on anything that's going on in the book. But it is a gothic fantasy with misty cliffs, divine secrets, and a prophetess on the run. There's one soft open door scene, but it's a mostly emotional intimacy versus physical heat. And this one, again, like I said, is my Discord book club book of the month for June. If you want to read with us, if you want to read along and get dramatic with us, the link in the description will take you to our Discord for you to join. So, that's my July wrap up and my June TBR. The books that I absolutely adored, the ones that I hated, and the ones that ended up in between. Plus, the spiciness that I am looking forward to for the rest of the month. If you have read any of these, please let me know down in the comments and tell me what your thoughts are. I love to hear what other people's opinions are on a book. I don't care if our opinions are different. I love to hear them. So please give me all of your opinions, right? Anyways, if you liked this video, go check out my other videos. I do plenty of book reviews that I think that you're going to love. And you're missing out if you haven't seen them yet. So go check those out. And as always, please like and subscribe to Bound to Books to get more bookish reviews and content from me. I'm not Princess Jasmine, and I hope you have a great day.